So the two stages: one, take off the leaves when they turn yellow and before the plant flowers. And secondly, wait till the tomato has flowered and the tomato itself is fully formed, and then remove the leaves. Have you ever tried removing leaves from the tomato plants? But why remove leaves from tomato plants? That's the very big question that many tomato growers ask. So I'm going to share my experience and show you through the plants that are growing here, so that you have a good idea about when to actually remove the leaves from the tomato plants. These tomatoes are cherry tomatoes, and these are the second harvest from the main plants. If you look here, I've harvested some already. Now if I go through here, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 13, 2 still green. That's a lot in one bunch of tomatoes. So if you look right down here, there's 1, 2, 3 and 4 right here. I removed 4 leaves from these tomato plants, and I was able to get lots of tomatoes. That's 1 bunch down here, 2 and 3 right up here. I think about 13, another 10 here, and about 8 up here. That's a lot from one plant. Why bother removing leaves at all? Well, it's all about promoting growth and redirecting energy. While their leaves are essential for photosynthesis, they can also compete with the fruit for nutrients. This tomato right in front of me has been growing without the leaves being removed. And if you look closely, even though I planted these and those over there at the same time, the one with the leaves on hasn't flowered yet. Whereas this one has leaves removed from down here. I removed 1, 2 leaves removed. I'll remove these 2 leaves when the flowers have all turned into tomatoes. I'll explain why later on. But it is an interesting observation, because even though they are from the same nursery pot, those 2 have already flowered compared to the one here is. So that is the reason why removing leaves promote growth and redirecting the energy rather than into the foliage, into the flower and the tomato. When is the right time to remove the leaves from the tomatoes? From my experience, there are 2 stages to when you can remove the leaves. The first stage is to remove the younger leaves. In other words, for example, in here, as you can see, the leaves, the earlier leaves have already turned yellow, and the tomato hasn't flowered yet. So what I'll do would be to remove those early leaves, and it needs all the energy to be directed to the main plant. And many of you will have a plant that is very healthy like this, but hasn't flowered yet. So the best thing to do now, this is the perfect time to remove the first 2 or 3 leaves, or the earlier leaves up to there. Now I'll leave this one here because that's a nice healthy leaf. So the ideal time to remove the leaves from a tomato is when, see, the leaves have turned yellow, showing that the plant is struggling. For healthier plants, just before it flowers, right there. Okay. Now you may ask, okay, so this plant here has flowered and produced 2 real tomatoes there. There's some real tomatoes over there already. But if you look up here, the flowers still on the plant. So I'm going to leave this as it is, wait for these flowers to fully form, and then I'll take this and that leaf off, and possibly this leaf. Okay. So the 2 stages: one, take off the leaves when they turn yellow and before the plant flowers. And secondly, wait till the tomato has flowered and the tomato itself is fully formed, and then remove the leaves. So once those are fully formed tomatoes, I am going to take the first two leaves at the bottom off. So all the energy is directed into the tomatoes. I use bamboos to build this one. I've been using this for about 5 years now, but I've been growing this for more than 5 years. So every time I grow these tomatoes right here on the patio using grow bags and pots like that, staking them with bamboo sticks. And then the ongoing care that I provide in one of them is removing the leaves from the tomato. Now, and I get these lovely tomatoes year on year. Okay, well, you know, they are water testy plants, but growing them here gives me a lot of pleasure. So I'm sharing the two stages when you can remove the leaves from the tomatoes. So the first stage, from down here up, when the first leaves turn yellow, start removing them just before the plant flowers. And after that, wait till all the flowers have turned to tomatoes, fully formed tomatoes like this, here and there. And then you can start taking most of the leaves off up to the first bunch of tomatoes. Okay, and when that's done, give them water and just watch them grow, and you get lots of yummy tomatoes like this. In the next video, I'll show you exactly when to take off the berry tip here. As you can see, I've taken off a lot of tips from the tomatoes here. And right at the top here, it stopped the tomatoes from growing any further, and they started forming right here. Okay, and this one, and this one, and that one. Okay, so you can see I've got a lot of tomatoes after removing the tips, right at the very tip where I took the tips off. Okay, that does make sense. Anyway, so in my next video I'll show you and talk you through how and when exactly to remove the tips of the tomatoes so that you can get lots of tomatoes. Do not forget to subscribe to Garden Bamboo Plants. Hit the round button in the middle, and yep, subscribe to us. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think about this video. We'll be happy to produce more of this video and share our experiences with you. And we would love to also hear your experiences.